Hello, everybody. Welcome to Create Beauty Every Day. Anyway, welcome to Deanne Fitzpatrick Studio. And we are going live from Deanne Fitzpatrick Studio for our Thursday Live. And I'm glad to see there's somebody out there. Thank you for joining me. Carolyn Tilley is here and Dana Ellison and 4 other people are watching. Why don't you write in the comments where you're from? That would really be fun for us. I know it's Thanksgiving in the States. Maxine is here and Vicky and got lots of people. Hi, Kathy Cross. Just tell us where you're from and maybe we could talk about what. Hi, Joy, Deanna Wong, and Jane Smith are here. Debbie Monroe from Grimshaw, Alberta. Jane Stone and Bonnie Buxton. Great, everybody's coming out. And Susan Delaron from Hubbard's Beach. Great, I'm glad that you're all here. Ingrid is here. Thank you, Ingrid. And Cheryl Orcutt from New Hampshire. Long time no see is right. I haven't heard from you for a while. Welcome, Cheryl. And Dominique Legault. Marlene Timo and Joy Trites is here from Stylesville. We said hi, but she's just telling us. And from Baden, Ontario. Yeah, it's nice to know where everybody's from. St. Albert, New Brunswick. Diana Cranton from Ottawa. We're going to have a lot of Canadians out today because we know what our American friends are doing today. They are Zooming their families and visiting with their families and having turkey. Vicky Rice is from Nebraska, so we must be we're probably in between turkey and pumpkin pie or in between turkey and turkey sandwich, which is what I like to do on Thanksgiving. Like I'm eating my turkey dinner and I'm thinking about that turkey sandwich with a little mayonnaise and cranberry sauce on it. How many of you do that? Do you think about when you're eating your dinner, do you think about the next meal that you're going to be eating? A lot of people I know do that. Hi, you're cooking, Randy. Welcome. And Shalala from Okotoks, Alberta. And Betty DeCat from Canvas. Wow, it's so great. And hi, Pam Cronk from Grand Manan. I was just talking to my friend Sherry Fitch, and she spent some time there this summer. We were chatting about it in Grand Manan. It's supposed to be a really beautiful place. And we had a visitor yesterday from Grand Manan. Katie was here. Gabby, you're not eating turkey yet, apparently. So today, I'm just going to pull out my book and tell you what we're talking about today. And I'm going to pass this over to Angela. And I'm going to pass the camera to you, Ange. And we'll just do a nice smooth transition there, I hope. So today I want to talk about Thanksgiving, because I know it's not our Thanksgiving, but I feel like what happens to our American hooking friends is important to us in Canada too. So maybe throughout the podcast, if you can think about it, and let's think hard about something that we're thankful for. And just maybe we could type that in the comments today. Just have it, let us know the kinds of things you're thankful for. And you don't have to do it right now, but just something that occurs to you. And so think about that. And one of the things I'm thankful for is other artists. So like I said, I just had a nice long conversation with my friend, and we had a great visit over the phone today. And it's just nice to talk to someone about what you're doing. And right now, I am kind of in the middle of a little challenge. And it's a challenge I created for myself. So we created a challenge on Wild with Wool. And we have, so far we have one person in the running with the most comments. And I think she had about 222 comments, didn't she, Angela, the other day?
I believe so, yeah.
And so it ends on December 15th. You still have a couple of weeks to post your Wild challenge, if you want, on Wild with Wool. I created a little challenge, a collaboration more than a challenge, I guess, for myself with Annie Bowker, who we interviewed on our podcast this week, and Annie France Bowker. And it was about, I sent her an image, and we connected on Instagram. I don't know Annie, but I sent her an image, and she's weaving it, and I'm hooking it. And so I say to you, wouldn't that be nice to create your own collaborations and your own opportunities to work with people? I think it could be quite fun and challenging for you as rug hookers, as artists, as craftspeople, however you identify yourself. It doesn't really matter. So I want to speak to my friend Lori Kirby because Lori Clark, she lives in Kensington, Prince Edward Island, and I'd just like to speak directly to her because do you remember a couple of weeks ago I said I had a great weekend. I went on a hike with a bunch of women and we had a really good time. Well, a few weeks before that, I said to everybody, let's get up and have a little dance. So I got up and I just danced right in the middle of our video here. And I said to you guys, get up, have a little dance, move around. And my friend Lori, when we got together a couple of weeks later, she said, my favorite one was the time you got up and danced. She said, I thought 25 years later and you still can't dance. That's what she said. And it's true. Like I have trouble with rhythm, and beats. So if like, I can't take aerobics, for example, because I'm always off the beat. So like if you tell me to clap, I'm always in the middle. Do you know what I mean? I'm in the middle of everybody else clapping. And I just have trouble with beats. But you know what? I said to Lori, it doesn't matter if you can't dance. You still should dance. You know, like if you haven't got great rhythm, it doesn't really matter. It's good to get up and move and dance. I'm not going to dance right now. But I'm not self-conscious of it. I don't care. I'm just going to dance when I feel like dancing. I'm going to dance in my kitchen. I'm thankful I have a kitchen. I'm going to dance in my living room. I'm going to dance whenever I get together with friends. I'm always the one to say, come on, let's have a little dance. And I don't care. I don't think it matters if you can't dance. Can you dance, Angela? Are you a good dancer?
I think so.
She thinks she's a good dancer.
Yeah, I danced a lot in my bedroom.
Did you? When you were growing up?
Yeah.
Yeah, are you musical? Do you have a little rhythm and stuff?
Yeah, I was in band.
Oh, you're in band?
Yeah.
Oh, see? You guys got it. You got that sort of movement thing. So what are we working on today? Well, I'm going to show you the collaboration that I'm doing with Annie France. So the image, if you want to see it, is on my Instagram. If you follow Hooking Rugs on Instagram, so go on there and follow, and you can see the image and you can see the progress. So what I'm doing, it's a challenging green, and I'm not really putting any other colors in here but sort of shades of green, taupes and tans. And so I've got, you can see the leaves, and you can see I posted that on Instagram the other day. You can see, and it shows up on Facebook too, actually, but you'll see it here. And now I've added this soft green. I've added a bit of velvet, and I just went out and I got, this is on the website. I'm so sorry, I don't know what it's called, but it's Curly Locks. If you look up Curly Locks, you'll find it. And I'm going to start adding that to it now. And then we have a few pieces of this left, a few skeins of that left, which is an emerald. And I'm going to add, we have cones of, I just want to show you when I open this cone, how much is actually in a cone. I think the cones are like $12 or $14. I'm not exactly sure. But just look how much you get in a cone. Just going to pull it all out now. Just watch. Look how much you get. Like if you're actually using it, there's tons of it, right? So that's what you get in a cone. So these are cones, and these are made by my friend Delia. Delia was one of the first people to sell my hooked rugs at her shop in Pictou, and we're still buddies. And I have no hook. That's something. There's my scissors, there's my hook. There we go. All right. So I need a bit of cloth too. So I've hooked cloth down here in between this. I've got a few bits of cloth. So now what I'm going to do here is this is the area. There's going to be an area of kind of bushes here. And I'm going to choose a color for those bushes. And I don't want my darkest color because I'm going to use my darkest color up there. So when I'm using these fleece cones, I'm pulling it apart quite a bit. So what kinds of things are people thankful for? Anyone telling us anything, Angela?
They are thankful for the show, which is very nice to hear.
Ah, sweet. I'm thankful that you're listening. So
they are thankful for grocery store workers, and frontline workers.
Yeah. I know. We have always taken for granted the people who work in grocery stores, and you know, and I think we don't anymore. We understand that they work hard. They're on their feet all day long. So I'm adding, you'll see that I'm adding this in 4 or 5 places. Like I'm not just going to hook this as one big bush. I sold a rug this week. I'll show you the rug I sold. Someone bought a rug for their home, for their new kitchen. They're fixing up their kitchen. They bought this rug. I'll show it to you because It's really great. I love it. I wish I could show you my front windows because I've actually got rugs in the front windows now. Did you post those rugs though, Angela? The rugs that we have in the front windows?
I did, yes.
Oh, they're up there. They're up. So if you go to my website under rugs, you can see them. So you can see what I'm doing here. And what I've done is I've hooked that nice bright green all like in little areas, right? So I've hooked a piece here and I've hooked it in curves, okay?
People are thankful for their families.
I am
Just
too.
really
I
important.
am thankful for my family, you know? I think today, and you know, I know it's difficult. Like there's lots of tension in families and you hear people talking about that at Thanksgiving, but you know the most important thing I think that I learned growing up in my family was forgiveness. There were 9 of us, right? 7 girls and my mom and my dad. And if I'm thankful for anything in that family is I learned how to forgive, and I think I'm thankful for being forgiven, you know, time and time again, and I'm thankful for being forgiving. And I think that's one of the most important things in families is love and forgiveness. And I just try to remind myself of that. When my father died, I made this rug, and it was me standing outside of his little Volkswagen and him standing with a cigarette, and behind the Volkswagen and the priest's house. We were by the priest's house, and written in the bottom was, for these love and forgiveness, for these are the only things that matter. Because it's not, you know, families are the place where we really get to, I think families are the place where we really get to see if we can walk the walk or if we're just talking the talk. And you know, like some of us are sometimes just talking the talk, but when we're together with our families, that's where we really have to walk the walk. Yeah, you know what I mean, don't you? I know you guys all do. I'm thankful for my family. I've got 6 sisters, and lately, ever since COVID, we've been Zooming every week. So now I've got my bush, and look how good it is. I love it. So now I'm going to add some other colors in that bush. And you know, I think I only have 1 piece of this green jersey. Just 1 piece. But that's, you know, do you say, okay, there's only 1 piece left, I'm not going to use it? Well, I'll tell you, this is my analogy for that. There's one last ooey gooey square in the refrigerator. Am I going to say, no, I don't think I'll bother with that, right? I'm just going to let that rot. If you have 1 of something left, it's to be savored. And that's the way I feel about that little green strip, you know? And so I'm going to use it in this, so right? And ooey gooey squares, you know what those are? Those are the 7-layer bars. You know, you put down half a cup of butter, and then you put down, I don't know, a couple graham wafers. Do you ever make those, Angela? And then you layer them. You layer coconut, you layer chocolate chips, or I always use butterscotch chips, coconut and pecans, and you throw a can of sweetened condensed milk over it, and you bake it. Now, if there's 1 of those squares left in the refrigerator, I'm all in. I'm all in. And that's how I feel about this 1 little strip of line. I'm all in for it. I don't have enough to put some over here. I don't have enough to put some over here, but I have enough for right there. If there's 2 left, all the better. Because usually when I hate those squares, I do have 2. That's the truth. All right, I need a little bit of lime. I need another green. So let's go to my green bin and see what I got. So this is how I organize my colors. I just try to put all my greens in there together. So I have some of this fleece, which is our fleece bundle. So I'll pull some of that out. I need something limey, you know. Look at that. I'm going to use it. See that? I kept it for a reason. Look at that. Second ooey gooey square right there.
Apparently, according to Roberta Hancock, they're called Hello Dollies.
Yeah, they're called Hello Dollies. They are. You call them Hello Dollies, 7-layer bars, ooey gooey squares is what my neighbor calls them, but I think she just made that up. But it's sort of taken a space at our house. I got this basket of greens. I picked out some I think that's too citrine. It's gonna, like the day is a really calm day, and it's gonna change the feeling of the day. What else do I have around? What else can I put in here, folks? I think we gotta go out and get something. All right, I need a, careful here if you're coming out, because we got something to show you after. You don't want to show it right now. So gotta keep that a little surprise. I wonder about this cascade thing. Or maybe this pesto. I don't know. They're both cascade yarns. One has a bit of blue and green in it. And let's try these. I think this will work. So, think about if you follow someone on Instagram and you enjoy their work, and you could ask them, did they want to collaborate with you? Like Annie France, I had contacted her to see if she wanted to collaborate on something, and she suggested that we both work on a similar picture. So, and it took us a while to get together. So there's just that one little piece there. I'm going to hook it. Why not? I'll get 3 loops, 1 loop, and 2 ends out of that. And there was another one of those greens, but I'm not going to use it. I'm going to take this cascade. This is, I think it's called pesto or something. And I'm going to use 3 strands of it. And then I'm going to go in here in my bush here. There we go. Hold it nice and high. So this is like, so we've got a light, a bright, and kind of a dark here. Now, I'm going to take the end, the last bit of it here, and I'm going to move it over here. Okay, so that's what I'm doing today. And then I'm going to pull some of this fleece. And see, it has a different look than the other fleece. The color is very close, but it has a slightly different texture. It's not as wiggly as Delia's fleece. They're very different. Now what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to this, and I'm going to go a little heavier with this. And see how thin I'm making it? So I like things to go a long way. I never use that other piece of jersey just to show you the point that it can work great with just one piece, and then of course the little bite that was left. So I guess, I'm thankful for Zoom and technology. Like, I feel like technology has really, without it, I would have been really lost through this. Like, I wouldn't have known what was happening sometimes. And so that's one of the things I'm thankful for. I'm thankful for Zoom. They give us a free, I have a paid subscription now because I'm going to use it for the webinar that we're having on December 5th. But for ages, I had that free subscription that you could just, call any friend and talk to for as long as you want it. Or if you had a group, you could talk to for 5. So that's something. And I mean, Zoom's not paying me or anything. I've got no connection with Zoom, but I am thankful for that. And I'm thankful for my ability to have used it and learned how to use it. Actually, last year, it was one of the things when I was doing the harbor, I decided that I was going to have to really get more comfortable with certain aspects of technology, and Zoom was on my list so that I could talk to people. And so I'm really thankful that I learned about that this year. Now, in these back hills here, these big back bushes, I'm going to take the darker part of the green that was in my bundle, and I'm going to do the same thing as I did here. How many people do we have out with us today, Angela?
We have over 260.
Yeah, that's great.
And one of them is Greg from the dye room saying hello.
Oh, hi, Greg. How you doing? So yeah, a lot of our American cousins, and I actually do have a ton of American cousins, are with their families today, which is wonderful. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing up here, further up, but I'm using a darker color. And that's so that it will show some perspective. If you put a lighter color in the foreground and a darker color in the background, or vice versa, darker here, and and lighter in the background, which is less traditional, but it still works. It shows depth. Okay, so that's it. Now today, that's what I got to show you today. So we talked about today, so far we talked about collaboration, creative collaborations. I think it's a really good exercise for you. You can do it with your neighbor if you want. I know a lot of you have hooking friends, and you can just pick a hooking friend and say, let's come up with something and do something that you're both comfortable with. That's important, that you're both comfortable with. We talked about being thankful. We talked about Hello Dolly squares and 7-layer bars. The recipe is usually on the can of sweetened condensed milk, but if you Google Hello Dolly squares, you're bound to find it. And we talked about fleece and how much fleece is in the bundles. And I am going to show you right now the latest collection that Angie has come up with, and it's amazing. It's in chunky. We've decided to go chunky for this one, so come on out. And we only have 20 on our website. We have 20 collections, and I don't know if she's going to keep doing it or not. Like, we may end up with 25 or something, but we're going to start creating new collections all the time. I think it's, not all the time, but every once in a while. So this one is called Canadiana, and or Coast to Coast Canadiana. And we have the Boreal Forest, which is really beautiful.
Angie's actually on.
Angie's on?
Yeah.
Oh, we should have brought her in. It would have been nice. Because you were just saying we need a guest. We need to have a new guest on here. Boreal Forest. We've got Coast to Coast Blues. I love the name of that. The Coast to Coast Blues. I got the Coast to Coast Blues. The East Coast Blues. The West Coast Blues. There's the blues. And we've got the Canadian Shield. Just sort of light green to dark green, mossy, right there like that. We've got snow forts and icebergs. This would also be a great sky. Look at that, just crisp, crisp, crisp. Nice white with crisp blue. And the prairie winds right here. And this is all chunky, so this is 4-ply. It hooks up very quickly like a dream. And this is Celtic Fall. Angie is getting to be so good at dyeing. Like, she's awesome. Really. Logan was a great dyer too. And Denise, who worked here before. They were all really good dyers. This one is Northern Lights. Oh, I know. This one is Sable Island. Sable horses, but really it's reminiscent of the island too because of the color of the sand. Look at this. And we've got Maple Leaf, which is on our flag. Is the maple leaf. But you know that? I don't know. That's like a nice earthy tone. And then we have the harvest, which we celebrate in every province in Canada. We've got beautiful harvest colors. So give that a good pan, Angela. And so there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I think it's $169 for all of them for the set. And if you want the set, I would go on and get it because, we're not going to keep doing every collection all the time. So go ahead, go on and pick it up and we'll ship it out to you. We're pretty much shipping next day except for when we have back orders. And I'm really happy with these. I think they're really beautiful. I want to show you the rug I sold this week too. It's going to someone's home. And it's this one here. It's pot number 1. It's going off to its new owner. Very shortly. You like that one, don't you? I know. I got to make another one to hang there. That's like a perfect spot for a rug because we always see it when we're doing the dishes. Yeah.
You get so attached. I get attached to them.
I know. I do too.
When they leave, it's, yeah.
Yeah, I know. You get attached to them. So, I don't know. Anything else? Anybody got any questions or anything else to tell me this week? The comments?
Somebody was asking if your hands get sore when you hook.
Sometimes when I hook too long, it's really about taking breaks and doing gentle exercises and staying active. And yeah, every hand is different. And I'm not a physiotherapist. Greg's actually a physiotherapist, but he refuses to speak about it. He doesn't want to be a physiotherapist anymore now. He's our wool dyer, and I don't know, he does a lot of things here, kit maker, all kinds of things. So I don't really know much about it, but if you are having trouble with your hands, you should probably talk to a professional about it. But mine are
Mine are good, and I just try to keep, exercising. And if they're bugging me a little bit, I take a break for sure. Any other questions?
Somebody wanted to know what's above the
Fireplace?
fireplace.
Sure. It's the leaf rug, the fern rug, which we really love, but it fades in here, so it's not going to stay here. I think if I framed it, it would be okay. Like, I think it would look really nice with a wine-colored frame on it, and I may do that with that rug. But I'm actually hooking a rug at home now that's pinks and greens and reds. And if you're on our Instagram, if you follow us on Instagram or on Facebook, you can see that we have that. Oh, there's something I want you to do for me, if you would. Do you know we have a podcast? So every week we record this, and Angela puts it up as a podcast, which is our Thursday Live, just if you just want the audio. But did you know that I interview people probably once a week usually, and every Monday we put out a new podcast? So if you're hooking, you can go on. It's called, if you go to iTunes or Stitcher or wherever you get your podcasts, or you can go to my website under free resources. It'll say podcasts, and you can play them all from there. But I interview the most amazing people. Like last week I interviewed Zita Cobb. I interviewed Annie France Bowker about our collaboration. I've interviewed Gabrielle Rizkala about art therapy. I've interviewed Jennifer Manuel about her artwork. There's all kinds of people that I've interviewed, and I don't know what number I'm at, but every Monday we try to put out a new podcast. But what would be really helpful to me is if you'd give us a review on iTunes. So if you listen to our podcast on iTunes, if you could just go on there and it says rate and review, and if you could just write something really good about how much you like it, if you like it, and that would be really great. I'd really appreciate it. And as always, if you would share this, it makes a big difference. We get a lot more viewers when you share it, and that's because of you. So we really appreciate that. We appreciate those shares, and I know every week there's some of you who share consistently, and you make a big difference in our lives and our business, right? Here, Angela, that's how we have lots of people working here, and I think people are happy working here, and makes a big difference when you share the podcast. And because you know what I always say, right? Should I say it again, Angela, what I always say? Should I repeat myself?
Say it. Say it. Say it.
When you share rug hooking, you just don't know what you're sharing. You're sharing creativity, community. You can be sharing helping someone develop self-confidence. You just don't know. But making is important, and it's important that we create beauty every day. And we can do that through rug hooking. So when you share rug hooking and you teach someone how to hook rugs, you just don't know what you're giving them. Take care. Thanks a lot. See ya.